Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election. The, the Minister of Information of Nigeria, Lai Mohammed, has been traveling around the world, especially between United States and United Kingdom, to prove to the world, especially to the international media, that the election held in Nigeria was free and fair. In his latest stop over in London, he was educating the international media to tell them why Tinubu's victory took, took them by surprise. According to him, many foreign commentators were surprised by the outcome of the 2023 Nigerian presidential election due to their wrong mindset before the poll. Lai Mohammed said this on behalf of the federal government in the United Kingdom. Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information and Culture, disclosed this in London during his meeting with some international media organizations and think tanks. As I said earlier on, he was in London to defend the legitimacy of the 2023 presidential election and to correct certain narratives regarding the elections. And you know that the international community and several other observers, international observers, consider the election of not being free and fair, of not meeting the standard to be classified as free and fair election. Many international media organizations describe it as a sham. It was because of this that Lai Mohammed and co has been touring United Kingdom and United States to convince the world to accept in good faith the emergence of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as Ahmed declared president-elect. He said some of the commentators had the wrong mindset that the Labour Party and its presidential candidate, peterobi, would win the election. He said, in the course of my interaction, particularly with The Economist, I referred them to an earlier article they wrote in which they stated that the Labour Party presidential candidate, in which they stated that this presidential candidate of the Labour Party is the front runner in the polls. I explained to them that there was no way a presidential candidate who has no political spread and a grassroots base could win an election in Nigeria. For instance, not only that the candidate must have the plurality of votes, he must also have 1/4 of the total vote cast in at least 25 states of the Federation. When you look at the results, only the candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress and the president-elect met these requirements, he said. Continuing, Lai Mohammed said, Obi came from behind. Obi came far behind with 25% in 15 states. This means that Obi, who was wrongly adjudged as a front runner in the election, was virtually unknown and unpopular in 22 states. So that Obi was unpopular in 22 states. Now, before I go further on this, if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Well, my question to Lai Mohammed is this. Why is he not being sincere to the international community? Because if he was sincere with the international community, he would have first told them the reason why on the February 25, since Obi was not popular, he doesn't have spread in 22 states, nobody knows him. Why did they stop the transmission of the presidential election from the polling units across Nigeria on that day? The election, the February 25 election, included senatorial, House of Reps, and presidential election. He should have first told his audience in UK the real reason why the Beavers was able to transmit the result from the polling unit to the IRIF. The Beaver was able to do it for the senatorial election and for the House of Reps election, but he could not do it for the presidential election. The same election that took place simultaneously, because as you are voting for the Senate, you are voting for reps, you are voting for president. Why is it that it was the presidential election that could not be transmitted? That was when they manipulated the results. No matter what, they cannot explain away the fact that it was in that period, by deliberate decision, not to upload on real time the presidential election results from polling unit. That was why the election was manipulated. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie have seen it. Many Nigerians have seen it. That is the only reason why APC and their presidential candidates could have any reason to talk and claim that they won an election. Of course, unlike announcing them, they won by ANEC announcement. But people are not fools. Nigerians were not fooled by that particular reason that the presidential election was not uploaded to the IRIF at the same time as the senatorial and House of Representative election. That is the reason why their candidate is having challenge even of acceptability at home and internationally. Of course, at home, they have been announced, no doubt about it. But how many Nigerians are celebrating? Of course, as I used to point out, over 14 million Nigerians voted against Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He was only able to get, if you calculate the votes that Nigerians gave to Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, Peter Obi, and Atiku Abubakar, there are almost 14 million votes. How many votes did Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu get, according to the INEC announced votes? 8 point something million votes. So you can see the number of Nigerians that rejected Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is huge. That was why since he was announced, there was no celebration anywhere. Nigerians are not rejoicing. It's as if nothing happened. So, and the reason why that is so is because of the process. If the INEC had followed their process, uploaded presidential election results from polling units across Nigeria at the same time, I can tell you for free that Lai Mohammed would not be talking what he was talking about. His candidates would have come number 3 position, because there was basically no reason that Nigerians will return a country that made them the poverty capital of the world, a country where in the past 8 years, over 53,000 Nigerians have been killed, a country that has about 23% inflation rate, 33% unemployment, skyrocketing cost of energy, and what have you. There is basically no way Nigerians will return APC back to power. But for those moments that the result was withheld and Nigerians at their various polling units could not be able to transmit their polling unit results directly to the RF, that was when Nigerians realized that manipulation was going on. And there is no sufficient excuse that Lai Mohammed or anyone will give to Nigerians unless they could explain why the presidential election result was not uploaded at the same time as presidential, as senatorial and House of Reps results on that same day. Now, Lai Mohammed himself, when he was in Washington, claimed that INEC delayed the uploading of his result to his portal due to suspected cyber attacks during the presidential poll. That is a lie from the pit of hell. The presidential poll and the National Assembly poll, they took place at the same time. In fact, you could decide to vote for presidential election before you vote for senatorial or House of Reps election. You can decide it was simultaneous at the same time. So why would they be aiming to attack the presidential poll? The way he said it, you would think that presidential poll is a separate entity altogether. Come on. It's a separate entity, different from the National Assembly election. That particular one, presidential election, is the one they want to target. In any case, INEC never made this excuse, because INEC understands that if they were to say something like this, they will be looked at as fools. Because they will be taking Nigerians for a ride. So they were smart enough not to say anything like this. INEC could only say that they had glitches. Lai Mohammed said that the allegation of fraud being bandied by the opposition is as a result of ignorance of how the process works. Really? So how does the process work? He said this defense, he gave it in Washington, D.C. He said the electoral body withheld the upload So there was already an uploading process. Really, there was never an uploading because most of the polling units in Nigeria, the beavers agents or whatever you can call them, were unable to have the code to upload the presidential result. They said they don't have the code. They didn't send them the code, that they are waiting for the code. That was widespread. But the way he put it, you would think that they were already uploading the presidential results. They were already uploading it. Then they later withheld it. They withheld the upload. It is not true. It's a lie. He said the electoral body withheld the upload to preserve the integrity of the data. Which data? The data that we all are now seeing in the archive that were blood, that were full of alterations because of manipulations. Because if the results were transmitted immediately, there wouldn't have been time for the alterations that has characterized the results that is right now in the archive, which are clear indications of manipulations. That's why many Nigerians are saying what we are seeing in the archives is different from what we had in our polling units. So if INEC and the APC had allowed the process to run through, they wouldn't have been traveling all over the place to convince people that they won the election. Because from all indication, they couldn't have won it. If the process has passed through the normal way, and they know it. If not, why did what happened happen to the presidential poll? He said that what happened on the 25th of February was that INEC observed that the results of the presidential elections were not being viewed. Come on. Who told him that they were not being viewed? Because first of all, you have to be successful in uploading before you know whether it is being viewed. There was no successful upload at all from anywhere in Nigeria. So how can he say that INEC observed that the results of the presidential elections were not being viewed? INEC, suspecting a cyber attack, withheld the uploading of the results to preserve the integrity of the data. Come on. Had it been that there was an upload of the results, presidential results, in some states, at least they could be able to sell that kind of lie. But of course, they are telling it to the international community, international media organizations. But I know that the international media organizations will be laughing at them because they would like to be polite, since they were the ones that traveled all the way from Nigeria to go and tell them that kind of gimmick, as if those people are fools. They didn't have men on ground here. The economists he was talking about, they have reporters in Nigeria. The Washington Post and every other organization, they were meeting in Washington. And the BBC, they have people on ground here. So you're going there to tell them these stories. To tell them that's why you won. Everything was okay. He said that INEC immediately proceeded to float an alternative platform while asking the technical crew to investigate what happened in the original portal. Which alternative platform? Even the INEC chairman had been muted. He has not said anything reasonable about this. And people were waiting for him to say something, because he has no cogent reason why they could not upload the presidential election. And they were able to upload the senatorial and House of Reps election. So that is when the alleged manipulation take place. And whatever Lai Mohammed is saying, nobody's buying into it because they couldn't explain this. That is at the root of their problem today in terms of acceptability, in terms of international acceptability, both local and national. It is basically because of this. Because if it has happened, then if they had followed the due process, Lai Mohammed could have then have mouth to talk about that there were 22 states where they don't know, they have never heard about peterobi. Come on. Which 22 states are there? Which 22 states are there that they have never heard about peterobi? Peterobi that traverse throughout the whole 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. And in many of the states, he visited several communities that no candidate had ever visited. It would have made a lot of sense if they had allowed the election to flow seamlessly. But like I keep on saying, it was because of peterobi that they know that they have to do something. If not, the guy is going to have a runaway victory. And they know it. Even after the election, you see how they are relentlessly attacking peterobi. They don't even mention Atiku at all. It was as if Atiku did not participate in the election. It was peterobi today, peterobi tomorrow. All over their travels, they are traveling to convince the international community that the man who they projected and who indeed many believe won the election did not win. They are the one that won. So everybody should accept it. If they have done everything free and fair, they would have at least, it would have made sense if Lai Mohammed is claiming that peterobi nobody knows him in 22 states. But he's not talking about the fact that the reason why the situation is the way it is because the election was suspected to have been massively manipulated in favor of Lai Mohammed's political party's candidates. And until they were able to convince Nigerians why the presidential election results were not transmitted from any polling unit in Nigeria on that election day, they have no moral rights to claim that they are more popular or that they are more deserving or that they have the mandate to be declared as having won fair and square. No, they lack that moral right, and they know it. They know it. So that's my take on this. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. God bless you.